guys, sorry about the messy hair. It's like super late at night when I'm doing this review and I'm all like ready to go to bed and stuff. But anyways, we're here to review the sequel to the rebooted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one's called Out of the Shadows. It brings us some new characters such as Casey Jones, sort of. I'll get to that in a minute. But real quick, let's just get straight into this review. I am not a fan of these reboots. I know some people are, and that's great. I'm just a huge fan of the original one, the original TMNT from back in the day, where they actually had bodysuits on and stuff. I liked that they were like human size and relatable. I liked that Casey Jones had like long hair and he was kind of like the laid back, what's up kind of dude. I just liked that whole movie, the way they incorporated Splinter and all that sort of stuff. Anyways, I could go do a whole review about that. The rebooted franchise, I can't stand them, man. I can't even give it like that entertainment value leeway because, first of all, Casey Jones in this movie, I love the guy, Steve Amell or whatever his name is, the guy who plays Arrow. I love him in Arrow. I think he's perfect for that. He is a horrible, horrible Casey Jones. Not just because of the way he looks, whatever, I could care less if he has long hair or not, but he is the most whiny person in this movie. I don't know if it was a direction he was told to try to go, or if it was his own choices as an actor. But my God, I remember he had some of the cheesiest, horrible lines in this movie. I remember at one point his story is a little bit different than the other movies and comics and whatever. In this one, he's kind of like a policeman or an ex-policeman who puts on the hockey mask one time, by the way, which you see in the trailer. And other than that, he's pretty much just there to flirt with April O'Neil and be whiny. Okay, for example, there's a point in time where he's kind of in trouble as a policeman and he's like, well, I'm going to be detective one day, you watch. And it was just like, oh, God, dude. And, oh my, I could go on and on about how much I hated his character in this movie. I like the actor. I do not like the way they took the direction for Casey Jones. Enough about Casey Jones. The Turtles. I like the fact that this movie, I do appreciate the fact that they focused a lot more on the Turtles in this movie than the last one. The last one tended to focus a lot more on the humans. Those humans are also in this movie, but there is a lot more turtle time, of the brothers interacting with each other and that sort of stuff, which I liked because I like their interactions. One of the biggest pros to this movie, one of the things I really wish they would have delved into a little bit more, is this whole aspect of if they should stay, hidden in the shadows, out of the shadows, get the title, stay hidden in the shadows, not let anybody know that they're there, be the ninjas, or if they should become human and live amongst people, because they have this ooze stuff that can turn people into animals or animals into people, so there's this big dilemma within them and kind of this complete different thinking between all of them and this huge dilemma that it was the most dynamic to me, the most almost relatable thing in there of being accepted into society and that sort of stuff. And that was the most engaging part to me, but it was also a very small part of the movie. The Turtles themselves, I think they do look cool as these big muscular guys, but I like the old 90s ones where they're a little bit smaller and like it seems like anybody could try to take them on, where these guys are so big, monstrous, muscular guys jumping between buildings like freaking superheroes. And they're so muscular that I never feel like they're in danger, Like the Shredder in this movie, he's actually a person, not a transformer, which I liked that. But I feel like, first of all, he never even went up against the Turtles in this movie. Not really a spoiler. He's not in the movie a whole lot. But even if he did go up against the Turtles, I feel like he'd be like swatted away by them because they're so massive. Whereas in the original one from back in the day, the Shredder was a force to be reckoned with. He was scary, man. He had that mask on. He was really mysterious. You didn't know who was behind that mask. Who is this guy? He just knew his shit. And there's lots of character development in those ones. This one, he's just standard bad guy with pissed off face the whole time. And I'm going to rule the world just because. It was so cliche. And he just hates the Turtles because of the last movie, whatever. Anyways. I also liked, or I'm sorry, I also do not like the way they take the direction of these turtles in so stereotypical ways. They take them, they're so different. Some people like that. How Donatello always has like these headgear and all these mechanical things, and like he's like the technology guy. And I said the right name, right? Donatello, the purple guy, whatever. And his technology in this movie makes no sense to me. I mean, zero sense to me, because he basically just magically knows everything with this magical technology that he has that must be above CIA level stuff. I don't know where he gets the stuff for this technology, or how he makes it, or how he knows how to make it. But there's times in this movie where like there's things happening, and he would just be like, "Oh, I can't." Okay, minor spoiler for just a second. Okay, when you see me go like this, it means the spoiler's done. Okay? Okay. So Krang is in this movie, and the techno drone and all that sort of stuff. The turtles have no idea what this thing is, but of course the stuff starts flying in from some other dimension, and Donatello's magic technology is just like, oh, it's called the techno drone. It's run by a guy named Krang. It's about 60% put together. We have this much time till it's done, and then it's going to destroy the place. Like, what the fuck? Was that the laziest writing ever? Can we just give the whole thing away without them having to do any sort of research? He just magically knows all this with this information? All right, end of spoiler. That's why I don't like Donatello in this movie. God, I'm just calling them by their colors because I always forget which one's which. Raphael, I think, is the red one. He's probably my favorite turtle. But he's always in. Throughout the whole movie, he never really has a character arc. He's always just angry because he's not in charge, and I want to go fight things, and and then you got Leonardo, who's a total dick in this movie, the blue one, right? This whole movie, he's a horrible leader. I mean, he's a dickwad to all the other turtles, basically saying his opinion's the only one that matters, and F them, and fuck you guys. He doesn't say that, but it's basically how he acts. And then Michelangelo, the orange guy, they make him so dumb in this movie. Like, he's supposed to be the comedic relief, I think, and he's funny, but he's seriously just a doofus in this movie, and I don't like that. I liked when they were all a little bit more level-headed, a little bit more relatable. They seemed more like brothers. These guys are just caricatures, and I hate it. As far as the rat or Splinter, in this movie, he's so CGI'd. I like when he was like an actual rat, and he was in a conundrum in the original movie, and that's what made you feel for him, because you felt like, oh man, these turtles really need this guy. He's really a mentor. He's not much of a mentor. I mean, at one point in this movie, they go to see him to see what to do, and he's like, go and get him. That's his mentorship. It's like, okay, dude, whatever. He flings around a few times, but he really serves zero purpose in all these movies, these rebooted ones, so that really disappoints me. Overall, guys, I could go on and on about a lot of my issues with this movie. I don't want to make this thing half an hour long, though. My point is, I don't like these reboots. I don't like the directions they're going with all of the characters. I like the fact that Megan Fox is sexy, but she's a horrible April O'Neil. And, oh God, I can't even. This movie gave me blue balls. It just wasn't what I wanted. I want to go back to the original style of Ninja Turtles, just a newer movie. Alright guys, so what do you think of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboots? Do you like these ones better than the original ones? Do you like the original ones better? If you have kids, would you rather them watch the older ones or the newer ones? Let me know, comment below. Also, if you would like to ask me some questions that I could answer on my next video, please feel free to comment below. Ask me a question, I'll answer it on my next video. And I have one question from the last time from Jack Newton. He asked me, what movie do I hate that everyone else loves? I had a few answers for this one, but I think I'm going to choose Enemy. It's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. If you look at it on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a pretty decent score, pretty good score. I've heard a lot of people say they love this movie, and I cannot for the love of me figure out why, because it's fucking weird as shit. It makes zero sense. I think the only reason people like it is because Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Chris Stockman actually does a video where he explains the movie, which I watched, and he actually makes total sense, and it makes sense once you watch that, but I don't want to have to watch a whole dissection on what a movie's about to understand what it's about. I want to understand what it's about when I'm watching the movie, you know, and the movie, the ending of it, dude, I just wanted to fucking break my DVD player. I fucking, Enemy, you suck. Everybody that likes Enemy, hey, whatever. I just don't agree with you. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Remember to hit that like button, share this video around, and please stick around and watch more if you can handle it. Go.